Good morning, traders. This is Joanne with Succeed in Forex. Welcome to our Forex market news broadcast for Monday, March the 3rd, 2008. The headlines out of Switzerland this morning read, "Dollar fell to record lows against majors on Friday." The dollar fell to record lows against the euro and a basket of currencies for the fourth straight day on Friday, as yet another set of weak U.S. economic data left traders betting on an aggressive Federal Reserve rate cut next month. A sharp decline in global and U.S. stocks knocked the dollar to an all-time low against the Swiss franc and pushed it to a three-year low against the Japanese yen. However, short covering ahead of the weekend halted the dollar's slide against the euro. Data showed U.S. consumer sentiment dropped to a 16-year low in February, while business activity in the country's Midwest slowed sharply, raising red flags for investors wary of a recession in the world's largest economy. The core PCI price index is the Fed's favored inflation gauge. It rose 3% in January, in line with market expectations. Economic woes, coupled with Fed's Chairman Ben Bernanke's warning about the health of some small U.S. banks on Thursday, weighed on risk appetite, to the benefit of low-yielding currencies like the yen and the Swiss franc. Low-yielding currencies such as the yen and the Swiss franc tend to attract flows during periods of uncertainty, as the low interest rates reflect the capital surplus of their respective countries. Short-term interest rates futures were showing a 70% chance of the Fed lowering its benchmark overnight lending rate by 75 basis points at the March 18th monetary policy meeting. The federal funds rate is currently at 3% after being cut by 225 basis points since mid-September. The euro-dollar set a record high of 152.39 before surrendering gains to trade down at 151.80. The dollar Swissy fell to a historic low of 104.03, posting its biggest weekly decline since December 2000. The dollar yen touched a three-year low at 103.69. The dollar was weaker in the Asian session as another round of risk aversion took over the market. The dollar yen fell through the 103 mark, and the Nikkei dropped 4.6%. This added to investors' concerns. The move on the U.S. dollar began on Friday when sluggish economic data hinted to the U.S. following or already in a recession, which pushed the stock market and the S&P reeling lower. The S&P tumbled to 2.7%. We expect the market focus to shift from recession to the prolonged effects of the economic downturn. With the dollar yen trading well below the 105 level, markets will be listening and watching for any prospects of official intervention. We believe there is a very high likelihood of an official action. In fact, the first verbal intervention came this morning when Cabinet Office Counselor Hamano commented that sharp moves for currencies were undesirable. In addition, he mentioned that weak economic data from Japan had the market factoring in deflation effects of a stronger yen, which could warrant intervention, as this would be consistent with current monetary policy. With the RBA meeting on Tuesday and the recent outperformance of the Aussie in the market, this week should get interesting. We are expecting the RBA to hike rates 25 basis points to 7.5%, with a hawkish accompanying statement. This, combined with the consensus of the GDP growth to be announced on Wednesdays, should be supportive for the Aussie. A number of central banks will be making monetary policy decisions this week: the Royal Bank of Australia, the Bank of Canada, the Bank of England, the European Central Bank, and the Bank of Japan. These will be dominating the trading market this week. This concludes our news for today. We hope this information is helping you in your trading and that you have a great trading week. Before we sign off, we would like to invite you to visit our website at www.succeedinforex.com. There you will find a link to our Yahoo forum, which is also Succeed in Forex, and information about how you can join us at our Traders Trading Center, where our motto is Traders Helping Traders Succeed in Forex. We look forward to having you join us tomorrow for our next market news broadcast. Until then, happy pipping.